You may be seated. A mango, everything God creates has a seed. This is God. Anything that is alive, whether it's plant or animal or human being or whatever, but if it's a living thing and it's God-made, it will have a seed. If it is man-made, sometimes they don't have. If you see seedless grape, it's man that made it, not God. They took something from God and adjusted, but the one God makes will have seed. The reason is that God thinks about sustainability, and his law of sustainability is reproduction. Anybody that has reproduced has not died. So if your dad is dead, he's still alive because he has you here. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? If your dad truly died off, your family line will have closed down. So don't shut down the future. That's why God said, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish. So in the Bible, there is no reincarnation. It doesn't exist. There is incarnation. Reproduce yourself. Everything that has life is told to reproduce after its kind. And that's what applies to Christianity. The secret of Christianity is discipleship multiplication. Every disciple making other disciples, and every church planting church. So that's so you get, for example, what I did for my community. You know, we made a 20 million investment, scholarship, skill acquisition. There are some type of skills. We have over 100 skills we teach under National Youth Project, but not all of them will work for that community because I know Anambra people. When we do for Ebonyi State, we teach things like how to make soap, how to make pomade, how to make, what is this that women use? Shampoo, all of them. The one that fry hair and the one that, condition it. We add all those things. Our people have to make soap. When you finish, they will leave you there and go. So we look for the ones that can really give you money. Like this thing. You can see that these tiles are well laid. You might be surprised that the guys came from Togo. I can see that the POP is neat. Because there are some, when they finish, it's an eyesore. Yeah, this looks very neat. You might be surprised. Togolese. Or Ghanaians. So the areas like building technology, some of this stuff. Then, of course, entrepreneurship. But especially this encouraging education so that where you have very intelligent kids, but they don't have the families don't have the resource to get them to go to school, and they will drop out and jump into market. No. And the Lord told me, he said, you have achieved your goal. They will be doing it now. Because there are people, they have pride. They like to compete. Who gave more scholarship? And once they catch it, pull out, you have done your job. That's what it means by you are the light of the world. Set the example. Be the change. Be the example first. Once they start catching it. It's called modeling in leadership. But then I discussed with him. I said, the money we gave you, when you finish the learning, you get it. That's the fruit model. It's not It's the fruit model. It's not good. So that 20 million can keep giving scholarship for the next 100 years if you make it the seed model. So they say, how? If you want to get a loan, you can get it non-interest, but you have to return it. Or the managers will put small interest, like maybe 5% or maximum 10%, to service the people that will donate their time to work on such projects. Because some people, educated people like you, will have to volunteer their time, because even non-governmental, you have to pay those staffs to come out and manage this thing, so you can be able to pay them. Because if you pay them from the original seed, you are diminishing it. So, so they don't say, I'm coming to do interest for them, because I'm not even involved in managing it. I've given them the gift. They've appointed leaders. So this is what you need to do. The other ways to do it. So I talked to the leaders. Why don't you stop these other ones first and build a standard school for the community? Very standard. So that all these people, the wealthy ones that send their children to far places like Ibenedion, Royal Jesuit in Abuja, Canaan land, can send them here. And then that school can be given scholarship, both for university and for secondary school. They can bring out 10% of their earnings annually to be giving people scholarship. What you have done is that you put seed in the fruit. So you've given a village a tree. So this year, 2016, they will pluck all the fruit and eat. When they finish next year, the same tree will give them what? Fresh fruits. They will eat again. So in 100 years, they will still be eating. But if they go the other way and eat only fruit, no seed, next year they will start looking for where to raise funds again. So I've challenged Doc, I need to tell you that, to find a reasonable amount of land. And she's a developmental person. She's done a lot of, she's done some work, even in some African countries where we're working now, and all of that, in education. Let's set a very high standard of education. Very, very high. Here. Very high. Because sometimes you cross into Canaan land, you see your former governor. Yes, Governor Duham. They are doing Parents Day, or you see him with his, he will fly. And he loves his kids. So you see, these people love good things. They do. So let the ones who have it pay for the standard. Then you can use 10% of your resource to help very intelligent kids that cannot get into such school. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Every year, what have you done? The seed model. You make the investment once. If not, every year you are raising money. Every year you are raising money. Every year you are raising money. Every year. That's what Dominion City is beginning to do in some areas. I will give you another example. I was teaching the Lagos church this, and Uncle G, one of our elderly men, said, no, Pastor, I don't like that one. I was saying, instead of building, now you have already done it, so you can't escape, don't worry. But instead of building one cathedral, Because that's the model. That's how we used to do. Wambi Cathedral is only used on Sunday and Wednesday. And that could be 300 million, could be 100 million. How many of you were in prophetic conference? Let me see your hand. Can you see that kind of place? That kind of. You have a multipurpose hall in the middle that can still be your cathedral, but it's not a cathedral. No cross, no cathedral, because other Christians can use it, other people can use it. But the difference is that you guys have booked all the Sundays. All Sundays in a year booked. Do you know what was happening in prophetic conference? The Holy Spirit will fall. Sometimes we are moving, and especially those night meetings. How many of you experienced some of those nights? And then and then around 12, lights will go off. How many of you notice? This is something I discovered. And then I will leave the hall. I'm going. There's light in my hotel. There's light outside. There's light in. First night I thought, what is going on? Okay, maybe the owners switch it off to preserve gen. But there's light every other place. I say they are preserving gen. How come? Because they are still burning the gen. Then it happened again. It happened. So I was not talking to Pastor Law. I saw how his eyes were moving. I knew that he knew something about it. Only for me to discover that he was the one that gave them that instruction. Once they start approaching 12, switch off, they will start going. Let them be screaming outside. Let the screaming be happening outside so they can lock the hall. So I asked him, Oga, you are hosting the program. How can you be undermining the program? He said, sir, you don't know what's going on? I said, no. He said, we are paying 100,000 per hour. So the evening session that starts 5:30, by that 12 midnight, that's how many? 700,000. The morning session that starts 7:30, and sometimes we're there till 2:30. By that 2:30 is what? How much is he paid in a day? 7:30 to 2 or 2:30. And the way they charge is that once you stay 15 minutes over, it's 1 hour. Yes, you must pay 1 hour. So even if it's 12 midnight, you stay 12:15, you pay till 1. You are paid for it. So when the program finished, I sat with the lady that owns the outfit, and I talked with her, and she explained to me. She understood the seed. So that if there is a church, Dominion City is doing one thing, and I feel like I want to sow seed, I will come to this tree, pluck one fruit, give them. The tree is still intact. And it's bearing, and it's bearing. Can you imagine that kind of idea? You still have that to your 5,000 auditorium there, or whatever auditorium, with other facilities. And because of the social relevance of that project to the community, it gives the project community protection. Let me give you an example. We were building the DC headquarters in Lagos. They have not built all the big things they want to do. Like they want to do 10,000 seat auditorium, all those kind of things. But when they wanted to start the small facilities, told them there are 5 basic rules you must observe here. 1, all the cement you use here, make sure it's bought from people who live in this community. You don't bring a church to a community and rob them of development benefits. If you're buying from brethren, then yes, they are the number 1 community. They are the inside community. Number 2, sand. There are a lot of sand filling, leaking. You want to do borehole. It's only when the community say they don't have anybody who can do it. that you can take it outside. Because the first community is the church. The second community, for example, you want to do whatever, you find one thing, you check the internal community. Then the second is the community where that church has. You know what happened? One day I came to visit the site. Workers gathered around me. They said, sir, please, sir, you need to pray for us. I said, oh, okay, I'll pray for you. I said, but I don't think you've got it. He said, when this church starts, so the church has not started. Please, we cannot finish building it and be outside. We are the number one. The two different traditional rulers that, they were fighting over that land when we came in, but we found a way to, settle them. You know what? This particular gave us security. They live there. Nobody can cross. OPC, something like that. The other one gave us their own kind of security, plus our own, which is mobile policemen. So we have 3 types of security there. Because of this approach, security men are now church members. They now came and told us we are no more. Even if those people want, they can bye-bye to them. Our loyalty is now to the church, not even to the people that sent us. And that's the truth. They started getting baptized, started going for encounter, started doing. Oh yes, with their families. Somebody wants to dash me a phone, and I love collecting because there are a lot of poor people who don't have. If it rings again, this announcement is the warning, and it's on tape. I'm always with people, so there are a lot of poor people around me. At least one can get a new earphone. You get your SIM card. You can go and buy another one. That's what I told them. Because when Allah, they were building a church, that village church, the man they were sharing fence with supplies sand. And they were going to the neighboring town to bring sand and ignored the man that they are sharing fence with. And I heard it. And I called the pastor for Lagos. I said, what a blind man you are. Is it the one from the neighboring village that will be coming to your church? Even if that man will never come to your church, you need goodwill with him. Because let him feel that this is our own. That's what happened to them. Now, by the time the work has not gone halfway, these people now, this is our own. Then I told them you have to go and do the same thing with the police station nearest to you. Take social project to them. And they went, they cooked for the police, they sat down with them, they came out, they prayed for them. Oh, you don't know that their work is dangerous? Why do you think they go to native doctors? They are always tying charm. They need protection. You said they are giving you protection, but the people that give you protection need what? We prayed for them, and all of that. We sat down and listened to their problems and led the whole police station, the whole police, whatever, 100% to Christ. Oh yes. There's something more powerful than miracle when it comes to opening people's heart. It's called acts of love. What? That's why the Bible says Jesus went about, show it to them, Acts 10:38. He went about doing good. Then the second is healing all that were what? Oppressed of the devil. Because God can flow in miracles, and people can still suspect it. We don't know where the power comes from. But good works. So miracles and social services, the greatest tool for breaking into any territory. So you might say, I don't have all this thing to fast and do miracles. You can use good works to win your whole community. My project February is Ebonyi State, and especially Afikpo. Do you know that there's a village, one man just helped bring road to his community. And they wanted to give him chieftaincy title to the traditional institution. And he told them, I don't want that. They said, well, what can we do for you, our son? Look at what you have done for us. He said, declare the whole community Islam. And the traditional obliged him, and he put a big sign on it. This community is dedicated to. It's the youths that got up and went and tore down that and told, you want to sell us because. But that tells you the power of social. Even in business, you bring your business, locate it. So cement factory or cement company or whatever. If you want community ownership, because let me tell you, we did a social project in Lagos in an area. It was for area boys. Brought a couple of them, helped them start different things. Some are babbing, different skills that were taught, and we helped them, provided funds, got some organizations to help us, and they started. One day, a friend of mine came into Nigeria. He's a minister from South Africa. And he was passing that area. Area boys robbed him, collected his laptops and all that. I called the area boy head. He said, Reverend, I'm very sorry for that. We were not aware. Give me 3 hours. We'll return all those things. I said, so you are involved? He said, no, I don't know about this, but I will find out. It wasn't up to around 30 minutes. He said, we have located the boys, the group that did it. He said, give me a little more time. But next thing, they returned all the stuff with apology. So one day I called him and I said, He said, Pastor, he said, you see this Lagos? There are other states and local government inside Lagos. Beyond this one, government carved. He said, there are local government chairman and they're ruling this place. So say every part there. These people are well organized and they are under authority. The group that did the job were not his own group. He just called the leader of the other group because of that social activity. He says, the people that are helping our people. Don't you remember those people that came? He said, that good pastor, I'll kill somebody for him. When I even called him, he says, hey, Buru. I said, no, don't kill anybody, just recover. Just recover. And he recovered everything. I looked at these boys, I said, now, wow. I think this is our world that we live in, especially if you have been blessed with wealth and all that. Be careful. All those fence is not enough to protect you. Look into the other worlds that are around. Let me give you an example. Lord, what is going on today now? I have other things to... Okay. Sure, I still have one more day. And we can discuss. Okay, let's just do this. I have special love for you and Asaba. But that's the truth. That's the truth. Let me tell you what happened. I used to live in Enugu. I pastored there a couple of years ago. And I lived in a part, rich man's area, powerful people, had a house owned by one of them who gave me. One of them I had, he was being pursued by assassin and God used us at that time to do a few things. So he said, as long as you're in this town, you will never pay rent again. So he did some things for me too, but he didn't give me the house. It's not my house. Just that I can live free. Big house, nice house. But that area, when we finished packing, we found that an armed robber has disturbed. Then I found a couple of powerful people around who had military men protecting their gates, some mobile policemen. Then there were others who didn't. So it wasn't long. after I moved in, I got security myself, retired military men, yes. And I brought them from the Middle Belt. And they lived there, and the ones protecting my house. But 2 men, yes, they were military men. But if a gang of 40 men come there, what would 2 men do? If a gang of 28 guys come there, what would they do? So I just left it. But one day, this group of military men, there were about 6, came to greet me because I'm always helping. I help once in a while. So they came to greet me. And I help, I don't care, I'm not bothered about doing anything bad for me. But they came and they were really talking and they were exposing the families where they were getting. So I realized that in my house, I know everything happening in all the rich men's houses. You see, somebody has security men employed, you're owing the man for 8 months. And he has children, it's time for them to go back to school. He doesn't have school fees. They come to me, I give them small. So I know that I'm able to pay the whole school fees, but whatever I'm able to help. This other one has a wife that, of course, that cannot be allowed to come and live with him there. But the wife now is delivering a baby, hospital, just whatever. A guy is very wealthy. He doesn't care. They will come. I said, I'm a reverend, but take this 15,000, take this 20,000. So my house turned, they will come, all of them. It was a rallying point. And one day they told me, he said, this your house is the most secured house in the whole neighborhood. He said, because even if there's anything that will happen here, we will defend this house with our life first. So I ended up having 46 soldiers protecting my house, but I'm actually paying, I only employed only 2. And I now learned a lot after living in that place. So let's assume I'm an enemy of one of these men. I really want to eliminate him. Let's assume I'm a bad guy. Is that how you can put somebody in your house, but he's actually working for another person? I said, to have wealth and not have compassion is not a good thing. The highest form of security is peace with your neighbor. The highest form of security is social justice. Pastor, am I saying something this night? Wherever there is church, the police station there is the responsibility of the church. Find the closest police station. It's not when you want to do program. You go and be harassing policemen, siren, good. That's all right. But when you don't need program, you don't need to carry anybody. Saturday, that twice in a year, you bring rice, you bring all that. Thank God that they are small way you can even break it, and they even help package it. And this one, and said, it's for all of you to take home to your wives and families. We did it, went to the station, all of them gave their life to Christ because they said, since this station, that no church has even visited us. The only thing that will bring a pastor here is to call us that there is a problem. The man asked 3 times. He said, are you sure? You mean there is no problem? There is nothing that got lost? You came here just for us. Then he started crying. When we were praying, I noticed. I said, so these security guys can cry. They are human beings. When you see policemen on the road, you think they are no more human beings. They are human beings like you. They have a lot of issues. And one of the things we have discovered working, the most messed up part of their life is their families. Their children, if you see, they want all their families join that church. Is this how? So even the Muslims among them, they say that place Whether it is 1 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever, apart from the fact they post their vehicle constantly, the slightest information that we are ready to defend it with everything. Who and who are from Warri here? Who and who are from Warri? Okay, we have some Wafi. You know, let me not say area. We are not in a comedy session, but let me tell you, let me tell you, if someone like Pastor Groy, he came with me the other time, there's oil in his father's compound. If a company comes who wants to do something like that, and he brings you and your family into confidence, take you people as part of the project, also settle, work with government who is farther away. There will be a sense of ownership in that project. Do you know that where you're locating your church, it's critical that all the families in that area, that you start reaching them now. For example, you need to go and put a satellite church in that area ahead of time, before the main opening day. Then you need to plan strategic projects. Okay? The most intelligent student in this area, we're giving him scholarship, even if it's for 1 year. You just want to make your impact. Because that's what Jesus said. Let men see your good works. Project it for them. I think they need to see it. Don't say you are hiding your good works. In the issue of gospel, you can't hide it. Because you are the light of the world. You are the city set on a hill. So, Matthew chapter 5, look at it. Let your light so shine before who? That they may see your. And what will happen? They will give glory to your Father which is in heaven. When it's hidden, God doesn't get any glory. And the church doesn't get goodwill. I don't believe in religion just for religion. I believe in religion as a tool for personal and social transformation. It must improve people's lives. It must improve families. It must improve society. This is the reason you see, tomorrow now I'm addressing the clergymen in Anambra State. Both two of us will be going to tackle that. If all clergymen understand this, we won't be coming to do this. Anambra will have been better. The gospel is the power of God unto salvation. They are not in government, but they are in government. This is government of God. You see that kind of area, football, whatever, for the youths. If you find that there are a lot of young people there, and you bring 100,000. Okay, there was a time MTM Cup used to be 150. So I created a football tournament, 150. Now they have moved that price. I don't know where it is now. I've lost track. Can you imagine? 200,000, which to you, man, let them start crashing. Different groups. And finally, final day, they'll come for Thanksgiving. Can you imagine the one we did for some streets? The newest baby in this environment every year. So we invite all the landlords and all the street people for a street party. The oldest landlord is giving a Christmas gift. The latest baby. You know how every new year the governor's wife goes to see newborn babies that are your own is, the newest baby in the street gets all the whatever, the set of things that should be needed for look after. These things don't cost so much, but what it buys for you. He said, we want to know the most intelligent person in terms of results in the area. We're getting a scholarship for a whole year. So that next year we'll check again. If you maintain, you will get it again. If another person overtakes you, it's just to, challenge families. So the children will start taking the academics serious. They say, okay, we want a young child here in this area. No father, no mother. And because of that, you're not able to. It might be 300,000, it might be 400,000. The church brings out 2016 to invest in that environment. It might be that you do it twice. You do it. That one will last 6 months again. You come again. The day you open that church, that's how now we started a Dominion City HQ, January 2015. By June, 3,000 church is filled, and there's no space for. That's normal event. So then you now do. That's why now, I don't know if you guys heard, we have just imported a 10,000 seater tent. They are mounting it. And there is being a condition, then they have a partition, 5,000. So if you open the whole thing, it's 10. If you want to do combined with all those churches scattered all over, the island has a lot of churches. Okay, we can open the whole thing. But 4, so they can move that, this thing. And when they finish moving and filling that one, we'll open up the other one so they can fill it. If you are the person who live around them, is that not the kind of church you want to go? Let me give you an example. The Lagos State Land Surveyor lives behind the church. He helped to do all the processes of getting that land and charge the church. When he saw what the church was doing in the community, he came there and gave them 10 million. He said that I didn't believe in Christianity, I didn't believe in church, that because of this, you have restored my faith in God. That I'm thanking you guys for saving my life. That I have lost faith in Christianity, that he gave them 10 million. And then he went to people that had lands around and he's helping them bring it down. This is a good church. You need to help them get more land. At the time, everybody's asking us, come and collect our land, buy or not free. So because we are doing charity doesn't mean that we are banks. So we believe in human beings. Because Jesus died for human beings. I believe that when a church comes to a community, that through widows, a widow in that community should stop crying. The answer has come. This is what I'm going around teaching. I want to change the way Christianity is practiced. See, like I came in here, I say, this is the reception, you're making noise here. He says, because it's not right. They won't say anything because they're collecting money, but in terms of ethics, because this is why somebody gave his building to church. They don't like giving to pastors. They don't like it. Because when they finish, but you go to Accra, where the church in Accra started, when they finish, they so fix the man's house. I said, if I see ordinary hole on the wall, you tell me whether it's Dominion City that pass here or not. You don't create bad name for other churches. Every time, if you hang a picture, you must patch it with cement, smoothing it with POP plaster, and paint it. And when they finished, the man came to see his house. His house was finer than it was. AC holes. He said, who are you people? He said, please, help us find another church like this. Let them come and take it. I don't want to give to another. This church can be. If it's me, I'm a kingdom person, no problem. But what we do is affecting the perception of the world out there. The perception about God, the perception about Christianity. The whole Asaba will follow you guys. No, let me tell you why. People are looking for authentic Christianity. They just don't know where to find it. They are looking for it. This is what I'm seeing everywhere. The high and mighty are looking for it. Some are not yet at that place where they want to be serious, but they want their children to have the real thing. You know, have you seen parents who didn't go to school or maybe stopped somewhere, but they want the best for their own children? Am I correct? They say, go. It's because my father couldn't train me, but now I have this small money. I'm not going to let that happen again. That's how it is. Create the authentic product. But when you create it, don't hide it in the warehouse. Market it. Because if you don't, the fake ones will be on the. Let men see your good works, and they will glorify your Father, which is in heaven. And when God is glorified, you know what the result? He will draw all men. Jesus said, when I'm exalted, lifted up, what will happen? I will draw. Mission suffers where God's glory is not known, where God's name is not respected or exalted. And his name usually suffers because his people misrepresent him. His people misrepresent him. If you know him, you will love him. If you truly know him, you will trust him. My husband, if you really know him, you will like him. I said, why do you say that for me? He said, because I know you. You're a good man. Then I'll tell her, raps, you know. If I'm a lady now, my head will be turning upside. It's true. I tell her that if you're a man, you will finish the ladies. I'm telling you. And he said, no, I'm very serious. If you know him, you will love him. If you know him, you will trust him. You know, Jesus said something. Let them love one another like I love them. And he said unity too in his prayers. That they be one like we are one. He said that one alone, the world will know that you sent me. In other words, there are some practice, there are some things we do. We think it's just about the church, how we're looking after ourselves. But we don't know because this man here, he has brothers, has sisters. Do you really have? Because some people have only brothers. Do you have both?
I have only sisters.
Only sisters. He has sisters. So you are the only son. Your case is even more serious. Let me tell you how I think. I'm more obsessed with the success of the people that follow me. You know why? This man has sisters. He has parents. Are they still alive?
Only my mom.
Moms are even more sensitive. Especially when he's only son. Then he has uncles and aunties. Do you have them?
I do.
Then he has friends, schoolmates, colleagues, and all of that. So this man is a dragnet. It's a net. He has come to Christ. Some people are watching. Let's see. His testimony, how his life turns out, is going to lead to the salvation of many. So, Dominion City, Asaba, if you're 2,000 inside, there are 8,000 outside ready to come in, but they are watching. There might even be 12,000 on the line where you say, okay, they say they are selling this product. Let this one go and buy. Let's see first. And they see them come out with a real article. Do you know why Ngwo is following Dominion City? Because of you. You. This is the man. He's the one that took the church to his community. He's the one that did that. You see the way the whole community. If I come to Ngwo, it's like, if you see how they have dedicated their own building, they have done all that. Let's set that kind of example everywhere, for every family and for every community. God bless you.
Have you been impacted by this message? Please share your experience with Pastor David Ogbueli. Email address dominioниmagemedia@yahoo.com or call 017926879, 0803-435-7959, 0803-590-9900, 0805-315-3823.